What's up, everybody? Welcome back to racingdudes.com. Welcome back to another one of our Kentucky Derby horse capsules. Let's get to it, and I'll put the Equibase screen up on the page now, and we'll talk about Final Gambit, a horse that's getting a lot of buzz right now. Kind of the wise guy horse, if you would, with Final Gambit at this moment. So 3 starts so far this year, 2 first, 1 second, and then 4 starts overall. Hit the board all 4 races overall, 2 first, 1 second, and 1 third. All right, let's get to it. Let's look at the results here. And this is a horse that's been a turfway horse pretty much predominantly. Did run on a maiden special weight at Churchill Downs as a 2-year-old. It only started as a 2-year-old, finished 3rd. Went up to Turfway Park, 2nd in a maiden special weight, then broke the maiden, and then went on from a maiden special weight to win the Jeff Ruby Stakes. So pretty impressed with the Jeff Ruby Stakes overall. I think that's where I'll start. And we always try to start with positives, and then we kind of be fair, look at the negatives, and then go from there. So the Jeff Ruby Stakes, this horse ran an exceptional race, a much improved race versus anything we'd seen from him so far. And that's what you want, right? You want a horse that's progressing in the right direction. You know, the Jeff Ruby win reminded me a little bit of another Brad Cox runner to Pan Street in the fact that just we saw an improvement, right? So to Pan Street in the Florida Derby, he'd been running okay. And then the Florida Derby, he ran an exceptional race, in my opinion. And I think you could say the same for Final Gambit. He closed up just real nice. You're going to see the stat all around the internet on YouTube or Twitter or articles or whatever, but this horse closed faster than any other horse in the Kentucky Derby. So, you're going to get some people that really like this horse. Big gray horse with a long stride, still trying to figure it out a little bit. I think he's still a little bit green, but he didn't really show much of it in that Jeff Ruby. A very impressive effort for sure. So there's the positives. And I mean, look, the negatives are right here for me. May have closed quicker than anybody else on that final time there, final 1/8 of a mile. But, overall, any speed figure metric you look at, he's still just a little bit behind. So, but look, we just said he's improving. He improved greatly in the Jeff Ruby Stakes. And if he can prove again, he would actually be right there with some of these runners. So that doesn't worry me as much. Is the horse going to do this on the dirt, or is he more of a synthetic or a turf horse? That's going to be the big question mark for me. And that's going to kind of be what it goes down to. If he does what he did on the dirt, you feel a little bit better about him. But again, he is a horse that is improving, big, long stride. And like I said, could be a factor down the stretch in the Kentucky Derby for sure. You look at the pedigree, we like to do that when it comes to distance. This horse is by not this tying out of a Tappet mare. Can we go 1.5 miles right now? Because that would be great, right? This is a great pedigree for going long. 1.25 miles will be no problem whatsoever. And so there's a big positive with that as well. Also, that pedigree really doesn't scream turf or synthetic, does it? No, it really, I think the dirt would be what you would think for this horse. So, look, I think there's a lot of positives. I can totally see why this is the wise guy horse. I'm going to guess when he has a local work or two, the last local work leading up to the Kentucky Derby, we're going to get a lot of rave reviews because this horse is beautiful and he's a nice mover and he's bred tremendously well. I get it. I get why he's the wise guy horse. He's going to be on my tickets as well. I haven't decided if I'm going to put him on top or put him underneath on tickets. We'll kind of just have to make that decision as we go. But the more you look into him, it's like, yeah, he's pretty good. And I think he is coming on at the right time for a barn that's obviously very strong and for an ownership group that's obviously with Juddmonte very strong as well. So final verdict for me, I like him. I like Final Gambit. He grew on me. The more you kind of dig into him, the more you kind of look at him. I'm going to kind of wait and see, okay, what's the actual price going to be on this horse? Because right now he's over 20-1, and I think that's probably where he should be, honestly. With him being such a wise guy horse, will he go down and become almost, I'm not going to say unplayable, but just too lower than he should be? I think that's kind of going to be the big question mark as we go in. But Final Gambit looks pretty good, looks like developing at the right time, and he'll have a say in things as long as that pace heats up in front of him. All right, guys, that'll do it for this horse capsule. Hit the like button if you liked it. Hit subscribe. You really like it. Want to get alerted anytime we do videos like this. And most importantly, stay tuned to the site for more Kentucky Derby coverage.